Let's take a look here at Google Forms scenario 2. When Nadia was setting up her form for students to give her feedback on the commercial dairies lesson, she used a variety of question types. For their favorite part of the field trip, Nadia used a multiple choice question. To summarize their learning, she used a paragraph question. To rate the effectiveness of her lecture, she used a linear scale question. For students to list which components of the dairies they still need help with, she used a checkbox question. To rate which was their first through fifth favorite, the students, Nadia used a multiple choice grid question. So let's go ahead and take a look and focus on each question type. In scenario one, we kind of touched on the different ones. So let's take a look at what all of these look like in a little bit more detail. So according to our scenario here, uh, she used a multiple choice question for students to choose their favorite part of the trip. So this could look like this. What was your favorite part? So we'll say maybe multiple choice. So we'll give them options here. So we'll say, let's see, milking, we'll say bottling, labeling, gift shop. Okay, so students there, which is what is their favorite part. So there's only one answer. Another way she used this was to summarize. So let's go and start a new question here. So she's going to use a paragraph for them to write a summary. So we can say something like this: summarize your experience at producers dairy. And now the students will be able to type pretty much almost as much as they would like. So if you want to do anything more than a couple sentences, use the paragraph question. Another question type she uses here is to rate the effectiveness of her lecture. So we're going to put here this question: rate quality of teachers' dairy lecture. So we're going to go here to multiple choice. We're going to choose linear scale. You can choose how or where you want it to start. So we're going to just do a 1 to 5. So 1 is not good, 5 is excellent. And I always like to make my questions required in this case when I'm doing some kind of a quiz or looking for feedback. Another way in which Nadia uses Google Forms here is for students to choose to give multiple answers. So if you want to put in the scenario, she says that students to list which components of dairies they still need help with. So in this case, you'd want to use a checkbox answer. So the checkboxes look like this. You can say here, which parts of the dairy lesson do you still need help with? So you can say milking, labeling, bottling, pasteurization. We'll say shipping. Now, by choosing checkboxes, the students can choose one or more answers. So if there's multiple things that they need, that they want to say that they need help with, they can do that using the checkbox answer. The last way that Nadia uses this Google form is to use a multiple choice grid checkbox. So you have multiple things at once that you want to gain for kids to rate. So let's go ahead and add a question here, and we're going to go ahead and choose multiple choice grid. So we can say here, let's see, rate your, say, your first through fifth favorite part. So not just your favorite part, but kind of how you have each one here. So we can say something like this. So for the rows, I'm going to put the different parts of the lesson. So we can see, we start with labeling, milking, then labeling, then we'll go to bottling, we'll go to pasteurization, and shipping, and then I want them to be able to rate. The columns will be the ratings here, 1 through 5, so that they're going to choose. They're going to do a kind of a hierarchy. So when I go ahead and view this, take a look at what this looks like. So then they can choose which one is which here. So maybe if I think that milking is my second favorite, Labeling is my first favorite, and we'll say bottling and pasteurization my fourth. So they can rate in order of what their favorites were for all of them. This is different than the first part where you just have to choose one, but here now you kind of get to see their thinking a little bit more dynamically.